Hello, good afternoon, students. My name is Rahim, the security education teacher. Once again, I welcome you to security education. We intend on online teaching because of the issue of coronavirus pandemic that has been rocking the society for the past few weeks. For today, we will be meeting on the topic responses in emergency situation. Responses in emergency situation. Then lesson objectives. At the end of the lesson, the student should be able to define emergency, identify different emergency situations, state proper response in emergency situation. Emergency is a situation that poses an immediate risk to health, life, property, and environment. That is, emergency is a situation that poses risk to immediate risks to the earth, life, property, and environment. So, emergency situation can cause extreme amount of physical and emotional stress. Understanding how to deal with this stress will help to reduce its impact and can greatly increase your chance of survival. That is how you understand to manage the stress during emergency will go a long way in determining whether you are going to survive the emergency situation or you are going to be consumed with the situation. How do we now respond to emergency or what? Before then, let us look at the type of emergency. We have various type of emergency like flood, volcanic eruption, fire outbreak, building collapse, fainting, coronavirus pandemic, volcanic eruption, earthquake, flood, drowning, and building collapse. That is, we'll mention various type of emergency which has to deal with which comprises of the flood, drowning, fire outbreak, building collapse, volcanic eruption, earthquake, coronavirus, fire outbreak, and fainting. How do we respond during emergency situation? There are, there are various reactions to emergency situations, but here are some common reactions to emergency situation. The first one is anxiety. Repeat after me, anxiety. What did I say? Anxiety. What is anxiety? Anxiety means panicking. Panicking. When you are panicking during emergency situation, you don't know what to do during that time. Since you are panicking, there's a fear in you, and as a result, you will not be able to compose yourself. They said anxiety and panic are both direct results of fearing what might happen. What may happen to me? Am I going to survive, or I will lose my life during this emergency situation? Once you allow panic to set in, then you must quickly realize that you are the one feeding the fire, and you need to take a drastic action to reduce the anxiety level. That is, you must be able to compose yourself so that you'll be able to take a good decision in an emergency situation. The second one is depression. Depression. Depression in a survival situation can be a killer. Can be what? A killer. Once depression sets in, it quickly becomes to make rational decision. In emergencies, you make rational decision. To make a rational decision. And you must be mindful of positive thoughts. You need to keep your mind focused and on positive thoughts. That is how to survive the emergency situation. This is what you need now during the emergency situation. 3, hyperactivity. Hyperactivity. That is when you are hyperactive during the emergency situation. If care is not taken, you yourself will be the one leading yourself to danger or to death. If care is not taken, you may lose your life during the emergency situation. You don't need to be easily agitated. You don't need to be what? Easily agitated. You don't need to allow hyperactivity to set in. When this thing happen now, that is when you are hyperactive, then you become easily distracted and can take action that will be detrimental to your survivor. That is, you can take decision that will be detrimental to your survivor. The fourth one is anger. Anger. As we all know, the anger always spoil the show. It always spoil things. Anger will never set things right. During emergency situation, you don't need to allow anger to set in. And you should know that anger is one of the common response in an emergency situation. It's one of the what? The response to an emergency situation. But in some cases, anger can be your friend if you know how to manage it. It can give you strength and alertness when you are confronting an immediate danger. Hear it again. That is, if you know how to manage your anger, anger can be your friend. That is, it can give you strength and alertness when confronting an immediate danger. But otherwise, it can cloud your judgment and force you to make irrational decision. That is, it can affect your judgment, the sense of judgment. That is, you won't be able to make good judgments during that emergency situation once you allow anger to set in. And you must force yourself to make irrational decision. You must resist the anger for you to be able to make irrational decision on how to survive. The fifth one is guilt. Guilt. When things happen, guilty, then they begin to ask many questions. Why am I here? Why am I not what you me now? We immediately begin to imagine that they are guilty. So they also be in that place where the emergency situation happen. They say guilt is a common emotional response to survival to feel. In fact, many survivors can actually feel guilty for surviving. Oftentimes, a survivor will dwell on what they could have done for others, or they blame themselves for the situation. Yes, when it happens, many of us will be blaming ourselves. Why me? Why not other person? Why should I be here now? So these are the things that set in during emergency. And these are the various ways things will respond to in an emergency situation. We need to deal with the guilt. We should not be feel guilty during emergency situation. We should not allow anger to set in. Hyperactivity should not be allowed. Then anxiety should not be allowed to set in so that we will not be distracted during the emergency situation. With this, we will be able to control the emergency situation and we'll think about survival level. How do I survive? And at the end of the day, if we are able to control these responses, then we'll be able to survive the emergency situation. Thank you. God bless you. We have come to the end of the lesson. But before then, I would like you to go to the website and check under the notes for your assignment. Thank you once again. My name is Rahim. I want you to still play safe. Don't go around because of the coronavirus pandemic. Wash your hand always. And if you have any issue, report to the nearest hospital. Thank you. God bless you. Until we meet again in the second week for the lesson. Thank you.